So, thought I'd just do another little video blog, talk about the wisdom of lucid dreaming, if there is such a thing. Well, you find in life itself that it seems to be they're always trying to slow you down, and you're on the internet and that wee thing goes round, round, round. And what they load in? I mean, it's a text page. What's loading? And it's a video, and you've got a computer capable of running, you know, games that are 70 gigabytes, and there's no lag at all. It's just boom, boom, 3D virtual reality worlds running around, gigabytes of information. Then it's a web page like 500 megabytes of information. What's going on? Anyway, but what I was noticing recently made me think about all of this. I stopped smoking recently, and then when I stopped smoking, just towards the end, I'd had two lighters, and there you go, two lighters. And when I would reach in my pocket, I mean, I've never had a problem with needing two lighters, so I don't know why I had two lighters, but one lighter would always just work first time, boom, first time. Two lighters, it's handy, you know, when it runs out, you'll have a second one if that gas runs. But whenever I've got two, the first one never works. And you get the second one, it's like, you go back to the first one, you know, it's like, it's wasting time, that whole sort of slowing you down. It's not some secret conspiracy. It's not like they are slowing you down. There's not like some secret group out there trying to slow you down. It seems it's actually like the universe itself is trying to slow you down. Think about things and focus. There's so much other little things you do. If you're waiting for Netflix to start, why does the Xbox take so long? It's like loading, and what comes up? 4 pictures, and selecting for these 4 pictures. Is it preloaded anything that's on these 4 pictures? Netflix. Click on Netflix. No, Netflix has to load as well. Makes you wonder, what's going on? But if there's so many other things that it's just like the universe itself, your subconscious mind tricking you and slowing yourself down. And it's time to smell the roses, time to observe other things, and so much to do, and you're trying to send yourself messages possibly. Now this is one of the things I think about, is like in a dream, all your subconscious mind, you've got whole worlds, streets, people over here doing something, people over there doing something, people standing over there having a conversation that you can stop what you're doing and listen to what they're saying, and they're actually having a real conversation with each other, and somebody's talking to you and they're saying things that doesn't seem to come from you. Right? It's not like you, when I'm in a lucid dream and I'm fully in control, I want to produce their answer. I can think what they're going to say and they say it, and it's, I can see that it's me controlling what they say. But often in dreams, they just come out with stuff like, where did that come from? Now, I love to believe that you've left part of yourself behind in this process, because in time and space and time, as reality, we exist in space and time, we do always leave ourselves behind, right? Like this video, when I'm finished it, it's just going to be a memory, something that I once did, a little blether I had when I was sitting on the camera. We always leave stuff behind, but that stuff that's behind is all still part of us, like a conscious, self-aware being, still within control of our destiny. Wouldn't it be interesting? Wouldn't it be fascinating? Because belief is everything. If you can believe something, it changes everything, even if it's not true. You believe that the world is a bad place, it's a negative place, you will live in that world where you see bad things happening, you react badly, you get angry. That will be your reality. Your belief creates your reality. So if you have a more positive belief, even if it's not true, you live in a more positive universe. You've created a more positive reality for yourself. And that's what lucid dreaming helps you to learn how to do. You've been able to control your reality and realise your subconscious mind is doing all of this, and to be able to have the ability to take yourself to better and more superior places and things to do. It could be that we lived before. I mean, life itself is a miracle. It shouldn't exist. I mean, people who believe in God say God made it, but that just leaves, well, who made him and where did he come from, and how is something so intelligent and so fantastical possible to just always existed? Or the universe came from the Big Bang, or just evolved from the laws of physics. But even science, where did the laws of physics come from? They have a big problem with where the laws of physics come from. Their answer is more fantastical and unbelievable or believable, whichever you want, than God. I mean, it's like every possible universe that could possibly exist, an infinite number of multiverses exist, every combination of laws of physics, every combination of possibilities exist in separate universes, and one of those universes somewhere had the rules this universe has got, and here we are living in it. But if that's possible, is there one universe somewhere where God was the only being that existed and then he created the universe? Yeah, it doesn't really answer the question, it just makes everything possible. And well, we're here, as I say, life is the only miracle. We have life, we're alive, and that's the real miracle. Now, if that's the only miracle, because everything else is just the dream that we've been having of being alive, and anything's really possible, anything can be done, anything can be created by the power of the mind and into the dream reality that we exist in. So if we can do anything, where do we go with that? Where would we take that reality? This is the big question, because I mean, if you've got ability to do anything, then you've also not got the ability to do the impossible thing, because the impossible thing doesn't exist. There is nothing impossible, so you can't ever do anything that's impossible unless you create a scenario, pre-programmed reality that will set your mind on a specific course, believing a specific bunch of stuff and forget everything previous. Then the impossible is now possible. To something can possibly be impossible. Well, that could never happen. Well, that's impossible, that could never happen. But you could live your life and then find that impossible thing eventually does happen. And it's so much more interesting and fascinating, I would imagine, to discover something as new, discover something that you thought wasn't possible, the anticipation, the build up, the looking forward to something, and eventually, yeah, it actually is possible now. And we're seeing an awful lot of that happening in the world with technology making things we never thought possible. Speaking to a camera and it records you, and all kinds of amazing stuff. And we're seeing things, some amazing things are possible nowadays, and with virtual reality. And we've always had dreams as a inbuilt virtual reality, but if you pre-program any reality, any possibility, play it out, and even if you use the memory erasure before you go in and program yourself into believing a specific set of rules, a specific set of ideas, a specific reality is real and presenting itself to you. And the thing is, you say, well, the ultimate reality is this higher truth, this truth that everything's possible and there is nothing impossible and anything can be done. But belief is everything, because when you forget everything's possible and you're in a place where there's only a certain amount of things that are possible, your belief in that makes it real while you're there. So I'm not saying that what we call this reality is not real. Of course it is. It's real as long as you're here and experiencing it as real and you believe it's real. It's as real as you believe it is. It always will be. But what if there's a higher truth? That there's another part of you that you've left behind, your subconscious mind, still exists, but outside of your head, outside of your brain, in the tangled in quantum reality out there, that there's a bigger you. And that other part of you is either asleep or a program right now, or a computer program generating certain things for you, or something that you've programmed in advance. Maybe even still a conscious, self-aware part of you that exists separate from you, side by side, two beings which are eventually go back to being the one being again. Again, I'm not saying you have to believe anything that I'm saying, but the whole point of what I'm saying is anything is possible. Anything you believe, if you can actually believe it, can actually be true for you. So the beliefs that I'm right and you're all wrong and you've all got to believe what I believe, that's the most destructive kind of truth, because although we need, in a pre-programmed reality where we're on a specific course, we need these control features, these features. I was holding the camera up. I see. Where we need these control features to set up the scenario we want to find ourselves in, to play out a specific life, a specific course. I mean, if you've got eternity, and everything's possible, and the only miracle is that you're alive, and well, life is just the ability to dream any reality you choose to believe, any reality you choose to dream up. Anything's possible. Where do you go with that? Probably you would spend a lot of that time trying to forget and come down into little lives and program little scenarios that you can play out and think, yeah, this is awful good, and you don't, just this is an amazing thing over there, that's amazing, because when everything's amazing, nothing's amazing, and everything's possible. It's just all run-of-the-mill, ordinary, another day where anything's possible. But obviously you've got to use that power. Now we know we've got that power within dreams, but just imagine that is the actual power that created this universe. What if it's true? Yeah, imagine that. The power that actually created the universe, and it's you, and it's me, and we did it. We built it. We came here to experience it. This is a controversial one. I've heard this mentioned, but actually there's certain aspects of this I quite like. In The Matrix, Agent Smith was a computer program. Now they did say that the computer programs had become sentient, self-aware, living beings. But what if they hadn't? I mean, how do you know for sure? What if a computer becomes that self-aware, that obvious that it's become self-aware, and it actually hasn't? It's just become a very good mimic of reality. And what if this reality is a matrix, and some of the people out there, they shouldn't be allowed to live, they're evil, they should. What if they don't really exist, but they're part of the program to create the scenarios of the results and the actions that we want to lead ourselves into, to experience? What if they're not real? Of course, I guess, again, if you start going down that path, then it could be true. Start believing it. For you, that could actually become real in your mind, and you see certain people and you just, they're not real, it doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, all you've really got, a bunch of stuff that happens, most of the time in this world, in this scenario, not in that much control of it. You kind of like just take off and fly from the ground out the back door there if I wanted to. Unless I had some kind of special suit on my back with engines and something. That's not the same thing as just in a dream. So we're limited, we have limits on this reality, and they're all there giving us a set pre-programmed existence. We are pre-programmed, we kind of have to accept that. I don't have any real religious beliefs. I mean, I believe because it's just this basic idea that anything's possible because life's the only miracle. A very simple belief. I've got 5 basic inputs that create reality and 3 basic levels that reality exists on. And these are probably something that would be easy for anybody to accept, because the 3 things is, your 3 states of existence is you can be awake, you can be asleep, or you can be having a dream. Obviously there's masses of other possible combinations within that, of things that can be happening. But basically you're awake, you're walking around in the real world, you're asleep, you can be out having a dream, whatever's happening in the dream and this whole reality you're creating within your mind, or you can be asleep. And sleep, although someone can see your body lying there, you're kind of gone. You might be doing something on some other level that's within your mind, but even though you forget all of that, or that never happens, there's that period where you don't exist. And to all intents and purposes, this is a bit like time travel. 1 minute you're got your bed, eyes closed, you wake up later on. Apart from a couple of dreams that you had in between, the rest of that time's gone, didn't exist. You've just travelled to the next point in the next morning. That's not really time travel, but it's similar to just suddenly being somewhere. There's a sense of having time has kind of passed, so there's a certain awareness. There might have been things playing out in your mind even when you were in deep sleep, things you don't remember. So there's 3 basic states that you exist in, and the 5 basic senses that gives the input to reality. Your sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch. And all of them can be switched off individually or altogether. Altogether when you're sound asleep, nothing's happening. Or individually, you don't smell very often, don't taste all the time. You can close your eyes, cover your ears, sense of touch. You can't switch that off quite so easily, but you can meditate and feel much, much lighter and feel like you're floating out of your body and you're not feeling your body anymore. You can experience that. And of course there's medications and injections in the spine to totally paralyse the body and take away the sense of touch. All of them can be switched on or switched off. And all of reality comes at you through these three levels of sense that you perceive reality in: awake or dreaming. You don't really have to perceive much when you're not remembering anything or nothing's really happening. But awake or dreaming, and through these five senses. Now you could argue that there's a lot more senses, and you could imagine that there's other universes in the multiverse of possibilities and different laws of physics that exist, that there's other senses we can't even imagine, or realities where they have completely different senses from what we have and have a completely different perception of reality. So I think we spend a lot of time working out where we're going next, looking at the possibilities and analysing what reality shows us and various possibilities, how things can go good ways or bad ways, or how it makes us feel or how it makes us react. And we try to choose paths where we're trying to create a nice positive frame of mind, a nice positive reality for ourselves, even if it's one that we deny ourselves of deliberately, so that we can get it as a reward or a surprise, yay, at the end or somewhere through the middle. I don't know what anybody else thinks about this, but I think definitely lucid dreaming makes you think an awful lot about the true nature of reality, and if the true nature of reality is in fact something completely different from what we thought it was. Anyhow, that's me for now. I'll get back to you later. Oh, subscribe if you want. You don't have to. I mean, you might get bored of all this rubbish me spouting off. Blah, blah, blah.